via social media, as well as those in the audience here. Welcome to our regular scheduled board meeting of the trustees. Roll call, Madam Secretary Dooley.
This meeting begins at 6:07.
Yes, thank you.
Trustee Bowman,
Present.
Trustee Kraft,
Present.
Trustee Davis Smith.
Present.
I'm present. Trustee Gross.
Present.
Trustee Miller
Present.
and Trustee Terry. We have a quorum.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. If we all would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I ask for approval of the agenda, I am asking that we move the agenda with two specific agenda items. One is the appointment of interim superintendent during superintendent's leave of absence, which will go for this discussion in action in section 5, discussion 2B, action item 3B. I thought it was being, it's yours to be working? Okay. All right, those are changed. Yes, you're right. It'll be going to 6. 6A. It'll be 2B under the discussion item of SCOC cell phone policy. And it'll be under action item 3, it'll be 3B. Okay. Also, I would like to add as a discussion item, just for discussion under curriculum and instruction, discussion 2C 2026-2027 Pontiac School District Convocation. Discussion only. Why don't you talk about that, okay? We good? With that, I ask for a motion to move the amended agenda.
So move.
Support.
Moved by Trustee Bowman, supported by Secretary Dooley. Questions, concerns, or comments to approve the amended agenda? Hearing none. Roll call.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Trustee Davis Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Gross.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Now I ask for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Secretary Dooley, supported by Trustee Bowman. Any questions, concerns, or comments to approve the agenda? Hearing none. Madam Secretary, roll call.
Trustee Davis Smith.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. President Gross.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
VP Terry.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman
Yes.
and Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Moving down the agenda, awards and recognition. I see none. Recognition of elected officials. And we see someone in the crowd, former board president Brenda Causey Mitchell. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And to recognize you all. Thank you for your presence. And a couple of things I want to talk about you guys when we get to board comments. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Treasurer Davis Smith, supported by Trustee Bowman. Roll call.
I'm voting yes. President Gross.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
VP Terry.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
And Treasurer, Davis Smith.
Yes.
That
Thank-
passes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We move down to information of Superintendent Administration. I would like to first make a statement, but before we go into the agenda. The reason why there's a motion to amend the agenda. I move to amend the agenda to add the item that I did in the appropriate section on the agenda to appoint an interim superintendent during the superintendent's leave of absence. The information was made comparing to the board, to myself, which I had discussion with the board, that the superintendent right now is on a leave of absence to return within 30 days. The board has considered as an interim placement Ms. Jennifer Dean to be the interim superintendent until the return of Dr. Leverett from her leave of absence. As we move on to the agenda, this matter will be voted upon by the board, and then we'll move forward. The decision is for Ms. Dean to be the interim superintendent. She will be here in the district on Wednesday, if that is the decision and the pleasure of the board. And if there's any questions or concerns or comments, we'll be able to talk at a different time. But at this time, this is what we're recommending and why we're doing so. I appreciate the board for your due diligence in the discussions that we've definitely had over the weekend and what we're able to decide to do. And we're going to move forward. This district will move forward. And we do have a plan, and we'll adhere to that plan. But most of all, we're doing it together. And I appreciate you all. So thank you. And when we get to that area, we'll discuss that for approval. So now at this time, going over the agenda, I had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Leverett, and there were some specific agenda items that we wanted to place before the decision that she made the decision that the leave was going to take place. And one of the discussion items that we talked about was communication. And I see that Ms. Ronisha Mullen is here. So I said you go to the microphone. And the reason that the discussion was made, the board wanted to be able to ask personally some questions that pertains to communication, updates, where we are, what we're doing, and maybe some of the concerns that they may have at this time. So Ms. Mullen, you and I'll have the floor, and I thank you for your presence.
Thank you. I prepared a communications update to show what we've been working on the last several months in regards to the Reimagine plan and all other communications. So completed Reimagine communications include family surveys. We surveyed all the district families before the board voted on the decision to make the transitions. We held staff meetings with employees at the impacted locations, parent meetings at Kennedy, multiple community and family tours at Alcott, Pontiac Middle School, and Pontiac High School. There were direct communications to the families of Owen, Alcott, Kennedy, and Pontiac High School students and the fifth graders as well. We've communicated with families about the renovations at Rogers and the temporary location to Harrington. We've also communicated school-specific transition reminders for families, informing them where their students will be attending school. We've created video updates, several with the superintendent as the work progressed. We did media interviews and many social media updates regarding the changes and preparations. The website is still currently undergoing updates. We've completed updates on the homepage, created a contact us that allows families a chain of command so that they understand who to contact when they have issues. We've updated the human resources page, student services, food service, business office, community resources, transportation, and enrollment. I met with department leads from each of those departments to discuss the necessary changes for their pages. In progress are the individual school pages, bilingual services, facilities, special services, homeless services, and athletics. Up next are district-wide FAQs. We get questions, in general about the district, so we're creating an FAQ that will live on the website. CTE and academics, additional department and program pages, continued review and cleanup of outdated content. We've got a lot of it down, or most of it down already, but as we continue to work through the site, we're finding pages that we hadn't noticed before and that still have content, so we're working on those. We're also working on continuing to improve the navigation of the website. And then there's just ongoing website work that has to happen, creating and publishing requested website posts and announcements, and then keeping district and school news sections current. Family and community communications. We've shared direct communication to our families and the community. We relaunched the district newsletter, in April. We developed the FAQs that I just mentioned that will be going on the website. It's currently in review. We've produced enrollment communications, including Peace Academy free preschool enrollment videos and flyers. We've shared summer learning programs, updates, program highlights, and family reminders. We've published summer school meals and teen health center information, and we're supporting back to school information for families right now. Event and district updates. I am planning and promoting the annual movie night. This year, we're doing a backpack and community drive as part of the movie night. It is tomorrow at the athletic complex from 6 to 8. The movie will begin at 8:30. I've developed details. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supporting the district-wide open house communications. Those open houses are going to be in September at each of the schools. And so we're working on, we just completed the flyer and we'll get that posted after movie night communications are complete. We've promoted school tours and transitions related to the family opportunities to tour the buildings where changes were being made. We created job fair recruitment materials and published them publicly. Communicated Oakland Schools millage information. That was the millage that was just on the ballot in August. And we coordinated meetings and materials with our community partners who've been supporting district events. There's a lot of community partners that are going to be partnering with us on movie night. So a lot of coordination took place in getting them to make donations and support us, come out, share their resources and materials as well. And we've highlighted library events, athletic events, PAL, City of Pontiac. There's a whole section on the website of community resources that we're continuously updating as we get resources from the different community partners, and we're asked to share them. My current focus is on family movie night and the community fair, back to school readiness, welcome back communications, convocation, the district-wide open houses, school year readiness, and reimagine plan updates. That's it.
Any questions from the board? I do have some questions and comments as well. Okay, Trustee Miller.
Thank you for the update pertaining to our website. My question concerns more about compliance. I quite often view our district Facebook page, and there's a certain section that is required, which is called the transparency page, which includes contracts, which includes our budget, and several other mandated items. Can you direct me to where that is currently right now on our district webpage? Because I was unable to locate it the last several times that I went to review it.
The business office posts all the financials using the transparency button on the top right corner of the website. If you go to the website, it's there. I'm not familiar with what the tool is called, but it's there. It lives on the homepage. On the homepage, top right, it looks like a little graph. There's a white button, says something about transparency. The business office uploads all of that materials there. All of the budgets, all of the meeting minutes, all of that's uploaded there.
And how frequent is it updated?
I'm not exactly sure. The business office maintains that. It's a tool that they upload all of that information into.
So okay.
I don't manage that at all.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you finish?
It was to my understanding that when upon voting on this contract, that it was the responsibilities of our communications personnel to keep our website updated, and I see that you've updated as far as what's going on in the district, but compliance has not been updated. So at what point was the board made aware that the business office is required to keep our website updated with our required documents? Because I was unaware of that, and as of date, we are not in compliance.
So compliance from my position has been about accessibility to the website, not making sure that like the business office is completing their task.
You all set? You all set?
And this is more of a statement to the board. I believe it was in June or July when I brought this to the attention, and it was specifically said that communications is working on updating our website, including the transparency page.
So this at the organization meeting on the 13th.
Correct. So this is my first time. So it's whose responsibility is it?
And I'm gonna go into that as well. I want to make sure you're all set. You all set? Trustee Dooley and Trustee Bowman.
Are you working from home or do you work in the building?
I'm a contractor. I work from home. I work from wherever.
So what does your contract say? I was thinking you were to be on site. I'm just curious.
No,
So you can go back and you can work from home.
I'm
virtually.
contracted for 15
Okay.
hours a week, and I can
Okay.
work from home.
The other thing is, what is your estimated time to complete these updates? I think it's the second column I'm making reference to.
Mhm.
How long? And then two parts. How long does it generally take someone to update a page or something? Because I'm the one on the dais that technically needs improvement. I'll just say that I need technological improvement in my capabilities. So that's why if I'm asking a question that you might think is menial, that's why I'm asking. How long does it take? And then as it in regards to that, how often do you monitor or you change the what are the marquees?
Mhm.
Because those are not kept up as well. So that's why I was asking the question, do you work in the office here? Because you would probably see them visibly, but if you're home working, then you would probably miss it. And then lastly, it might be a good idea for us to get together with you and in the financial office to ensure that we become compliant, and then to find out exactly whose responsibility that is to update, because I would think that they would provide the information to you and you would upload it because you're the one monitoring and have been hired to handle that piece of information. Thank you.
So for your first question, it depends on the page. It can take anywhere from just a few minutes, depending on what the update is. It can take several hours. It can take a couple days. There are pages where we have scrolls and scrolls and scrolls of content, and we have to read through all of that to make sure that is accurate. And so I'm having meetings with the different departments to say, hey, is this information still accurate on your page? If not, can you get me what is updated? I found this on the page. Is this still right? So there's a waiting process sometimes to get that, accurate information. Sometimes the teams have it readily available and we can turn over a page, hours later, maybe even the next day. So it just depends on what the edit is that needs to happen. If it's a structural design edit, that takes longer, right? Because now we have to rebuild this page from the back end. If it's just a content edit, that can be, depending on how much content it is, that can be done in a short amount of time. The marquees, I work with the technology department. They own that process of updating the marquees. So I'm constantly in communication with Sydney. Hey, what's on the marquees? We need this to go on the marquees this week. We need to get this information updated. So working with them regularly, keep those updated. And then I don't remember your last question again.
That's fine.
Okay. And no,
Yes, you've answered what I wanted to know.
Okay.
The time frame.
I want to make it all set.
Mhm.
I want to make a quick comment before Trustee Bowman go ahead. Listen, the reason that I asked the superintendent that you be here is that we've not had the opportunity to actually meet with you on a somewhat, not a regular basis, but the time to be able to discuss some of these things. These have been questions asked of me and why I put you on the agenda tonight. So all I'm asking from this point forward, I would like for you to get a copy of our dates for our board governance meetings, because we can dwell more into some of these current concerns and issues and discuss them at our board governance, because right now we're not asking to approve anything.
Mhm.
This is the business of the board, a board business meeting. But I would like for you to attend a governance meeting, and we can go into more detail on what we're seeing, what we're thinking, some ideas. You give us some ideas, and it's just communication back and forward.
Mhm.
It's not an attack.
Mhm.
Don't know. No, it's not that. But I think we need the opportunity to be able to sit down and because we've not. And then we have two newer board members here who are heavily into communication and advertising for the district, and they've been bombarding me with questions about, man, what are we doing for communication? So this is just the opportunity. I had hoped that you had stayed last week because that was the board governance, but we lasted till almost midnight, and you left. But if you would get the actual dates of our board governance,
Mhm.
then we can decide. You and I'll decide what's a good day to come in, and at that time, I'll ask the board, the trustees, if they have any other further questions, what they're seeing, what they want to see, and ideas, and you do the same for the board. Okay?
Sounds good.
Trustee Bowman.
Okay, so in respect to the community, and as one of the newest trustees on the board, my concerns is more regarding the access of information that the community don't get from this board or get from this district. And communications is a big piece. You may mention that we're doing a movie night. There's not a lot of people that know that we're having a movie night on the lawn based off of the communication aspect. Social media wise, maybe, but a lot of board members like myself and maybe others share it in other groups in Pontiac. And essentially what I'm saying is we live in a social media area, so I don't think we're getting a lot of access from the community as far as them having access to knowing what goes on with the board. We just started, filming our meetings publicly within the past couple of weeks. Thank goodness for the avenues that we do have that get it to community. I just would like to see more of it. And as a new board member, coming in the door and knowing that we should be promoting the district in a better sense, I don't think we're getting that to the full scope of what I'm seeing. And this is constructive. This is not, personal or critical. This is just very constructive. And when you mentioned the reimagine, I mean, the first thing I wanted to go in, you say you did a survey. What is the results of that survey? How many people in the community was for it? How many people were against it? And again, I'm in the community a lot. So the people that I talk to, they don't even know what's going on, and they watch board business all the time. So that's a major topic that we can get clarity in, give information to our community by just being able to access my concerns, and from the vantage point of other people that go on our website, go on our social media, there's not a lot of information that is useful other than just mundane material. So I just want to know exactly what direction the communications from a community standpoint. What is the motive? What is the objective? What is the target audience? And how are we delivering the information to make it effective to where everybody know it is easier, so we don't have to go through this this kind of dog and pony show and trying to give people information every time I see somebody, versus saying, hey, check out our website, check out our Facebook page, look at our content. Because some people go in there and they say, I don't see anything that's useful. I know I saw something about Peace Academy. I saw a couple pictures, which was great, nice pictures, but I just feel as a community person, even as a parent with 3 kids that came out of the district, I would love to be the parent to say I can see everything and access everything that I want to access right here from my phone or from social media regarding the district. And when you look at other entities and how they fashion and tailor their social media, you can get all the information from their social media without even having to venture down that rabbit hole of going to the website. That's more so business and informational. So I'm just trying to get some clarity on regarding the direction, what you guys are doing in the communications, because I feel like we could do a lot better. And that's just me being, constructive, not critical of you personally.
So district communications are communicated across a variety of channels. The Facebook page, the website, direct communications via email and text message, phone calls to families, the marquee monitors, the monitors within the buildings. Everything, just about everything that you see on Facebook is also communicated across one of those other channels. So it depends on what you're looking for.
She heard
There are certain things that are meant for social media, and there are certain things that are meant to live on a website, on a web page.
You're all set? Go ahead.
All set. Thank you.
Listen again, and I'll defer to Treasurer David Smith. But remember, board, our next scheduled board governance meeting is September 17th. So I'm asking that you monitor individually how you're seeing things and be able to get the questions. So I ask that you return because school will start then.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of specific things that we're going to want to see, we're going to want to talk about. And so
All in progress.
thank you. So board, I would ask that, and I'm going to allow you to speak, to have your questions, everything prepared for the 17th governance based on what you're seeing from this point forward. So we'll give some ideas, some suggestions, or even some accommodations saying thank you for what you've done. Okay?
Yep.
So I think that's important. So September 17th is the next board governance. If you can work your schedule, and I know you only get so many hours a week, but work your schedule and we'll put you on there to talk about communications. I won't keep you long. I won't keep you 10 o'clock like we did before. And I'll even let you go first. So we'll do that and see where we are once school starts and what they have and what the board wants to know or say. Treasurer David Smith, and then we'll go back to Trustee Miller.
Good evening, Ms. Mullen.
Mhm.
So,
You saw.
you still can't hear me?
No, pull it up.
Goodness.
You talk so low.
So, my question was, as a parent in the community, I've been wondering this for a while because I'll have parents come to me, and then there's also been a teacher who also said it too. Like, where are we? Where is things showing that, like what our school district actually offer, like our CTE program and things like that? Where do you post that at? That wasn't on the website. And also the ITA application isn't on the website yet.
Yep, those things are all on the website. CTE has a whole page under academics. I'm actually getting ready to reach out to Dr. Kavanaugh to have that page updated. Their webpage is under academics. And then ITA's application was also on their webpage. The principal just reached out to me to actually have it taken down later this month because applications have exceeded the limit. He got what he needed and we can close it.
So you said the CTE program and stuff is on there?
There's a CTE page on the website.
Okay.
It has not been updated, but there is a CTE page on the website.
The fact that we have dual enrollment, that's on there.
I don't know. I wasn't aware of those things. Again, I'm planning to meet with Dr. Kavanaugh to have all of that information updated. I only know what's been made available to me, and I have not had a meeting with her to update that page yet. So that is on the to-do list.
It's not active. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Trustee Miller.
Thank you. I just want to provide a point of clarity to the board to remind you guys that her contract is with the superintendent, not with the board. We need to be clear that we're not muddying the water by stepping into the day-to-day operations by asking her, by giving her direction. That's not our role.
No.
That's not our role. So the expectation would be that we receive updates from our administration, even in the absence of our superintendent. The district still has to move forward. So we need to slow down a little bit and just a reminder that that's not our role. That's not our role at all. We should not be giving direction to any contractor. The one person we need to give direction to is our superintendent. Everything else needs to filter from her back to this board. So whoever is now to coordinate with Ronisha, we need to communicate with that person to filter it down from there because we cannot blur the lines by getting involved with the day-to-day.
I agree. BP.
First off, thank you for the information. It's glad to I'm just glad to know that we're moving forward. We're getting stuff updated. I know within the communication world, there's constant change. So even if you did get a page updated, that next week you might
It's
have to make
outdated.
another change.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for all the work that you're doing. If you could share those slides with myself or the board, I'd appreciate that.
This deck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'd appreciate that. And then second, I know a lot of people look for a lot of different items.
Right.
I want to make a recommendation, maybe just for food of thought. If maybe we, and I'm not saying we got to do this, but just something moving forward is food of thought, to have like a, how you want to say, like a top 5 hot items or something on the website or whatever. Just something that be like, hey, what's really going on? These are top 5 hit. Not saying it got to happen.
So if you
because
look
I
at the
know you staying busy.
homepage, there's
On your
6
homepage?
boxes on the front of the homepage.
Okay.
We update those probably every few weeks, depending on, when things expire. Right now, you'll see the district calendar. We've had quite a few requests for that. Movie night is also there. There's a community resources tab that's there for everything that comes in outside of the district, but people are asking us to promote it or partner, with them on that. Athletics may still be there, but those boxes change regularly.
Yes.
And that's where you'll find, that information.
So they can just go to the homepage.
It's on the website. Yep.
and see
Scroll
some
to
of
the
the
bottom.
top
Those 6 boxes are
items that's
there.
going on
Yep.
currently within the district. Okay. Thank you.
Board, we all set? Trustee Kraft.
Voice is a little loud, but
Right.
do you need
That's right,
any
Lisa.
additional help or any other resources?
I don't at this time. The workload has increased some, so my hours may fluctuate a bit, but at this point, we are managing the work. The plan is to have the in progress and the upcoming pages completed before the start of the school year. We were prioritizing the pages on importance, right? So making sure that enrollment and student services were done early, transportation was done early, because parents are going to be looking for that information. Now we're working on getting the individual school pages. So those things will be completed before the start of the school year. But as of right now, I'm good. I don't need any additional support.
Just don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you.
Trustee Bowman, and we'll wrap this up. Last question.
In regards to everything that we just talked about, like I wanted to know from the chair, is there a subcommittee that is
That deals with
over-
communication?
that deals with
No, we've
communications?
not committee. We'll discuss that. We haven't set one yet.
Okay.
But no,
Okay.
we're not, because again, communications was under the board, is now under the superintendent.
Got you. So, the
that's
person
why
that we
we've
need to
not
talk
created
to.
one at this
Okay.
time. Yes.
Okay.
So, Ms. Pauline, first of all, I want to thank you for being here. As you see, as it pertains to what we're dealing with, the situation with the superintendent, my hopes are that you'll have contact with the person that's appointed to be the interim, have conversation with them. It was not our intent to tell you what to do, but because we're viewing and seeing, it's important to us as well with the webpage and all the social media. And so we just had some questions. All I want is us to have dialogue, because if we're able to talk, right, we can gain value information from each other based on our discussions.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the intent, and I thank Trustee Miller for reminding us where you lie in the department, who your supervisor is. But that's also with every employee that's here that comes to that mic to talk, is that the trustees have the option to ask questions because there's specific things they're asking us to improve or not. So I just want you to know, thank you for coming back. If you can keep that calendar date open for the governance on the 17th, there may be some other questions and not directions that this board may have, because we want to do what's best for this district. And I think you're an integral part of that, to get that information out to the community. Okay?
Yep. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay. I forgot. Go ahead. You had something to say?
I just want to, while we're on communications, this goes out to Frank. Frank, many people
Oh, go ahead.
contact me and say they don't know who's speaking. So I'm respectfully asking that you kind of zero in when people are talking, because when you're just doing that full shot, I know the voices and some of you know, but a lot of people can't see who's talking. Thank you.
Man, my mind just left me that quick. Next on the agenda is transportation update, Audra Kyles. But as she approaches the podium, you guys had some questions at governance, and a lot of those questions were answered and sent to the board. One of the things about the fifth graders riding, and all those things were answered. So if you have further questions, that's what we're going to do. She has a presentation for the board. Ms. Kyles has a presentation for the board, as well as there is an approval of proposed transportation bear that will be read because it helps us with our special needs students, correct?
It's a general education.
General
as well.
education for the
Yes.
CASA.
Yes.
Okay. So we asked that transportation come in because this was a question that was asked again at the board governance, and we brought it back here, and some of those questions were answered. And if the board had further questions after the updates, and then we'll move forward with the question, and then we'll go to the CASA proposal. Ms. Kyles.
Good evening. This evening, I am going to update you on some of the transportation updates with the Reimagine from the on moves to Alcott as well as Rogers.
You gotta pull the mic down,
I'm
ma'am.
You go to the next one.
There you go.
So the on moves have officially been completed with the transition from on into the to the Alcott and the Rogers. So all students have officially moved into their corrective schools in which they've been placed. Next. The Alcott updates. Alcott updates, we've had a bell schedule change with Alcott. The time I'm noticing is incorrect up there. That was the old time. Their current time is 9:10 to 4:11. They have moved from a second tier into a third tier so that we could accommodate the transportation with both on as well as Alcott students riding the same bus and without having to add additional buses. There has been approximately 178 on students that have been moved into Alcott, and that has created at least 4 buses. Originally, Alcott had 2 buses last year. We've added 2 additional buses to get all those 178 students onto a bus. And not all 178 are busers, some are walkers. Then we've also had, we can go to the next slide. Rogers renovation moves. Rogers is moving to Harrington, as you all know, for the 2026-27 school year. They will remain on their same tier, which is the second tier from the 810 to 311. And I've moved approximately 70 on students over into Rogers. And all students living within the Rogers attendance zone will have transportation because they are outside of Harrington's attendance zone. So every student who attends Rogers will receive transportation this school year. So for the PMS 5th grade, I did a comparison from last year to this year. Last year, we had approximately 199 5th grade students that were enrolled. This current school year, we have, as of the other day, we had 239 5th grade students enrolled. That number, I'm sure, has increased today. We've also had 116 5th grade students that were eligible for transportation last year. This year, we have currently approximately 209 5th grade students that are eligible for transportation. Last year, there were 83 students that lived within the walk zone throughout the district that were 5th graders, with the majority being Alcott as well as Whitman students. This year, we only have, with the moves into the middle school, because the middle school now, these 5th grade students have become district-wide, where last year they were based on attendance zones for their home school. This year, they're now district-wide, so that gives us more students on a bus. 30 students right now are currently living within the walk zone for Pontiac Middle School. And last year we had K through 5th on the buses, riding the buses together. This year we'll have 6th through 8th grade riding the buses, along with 5th through 8th grade riding the buses this year. Next. That's it for this presentation. Any questions?
Secretary Dooley and then Treasurer Davis Smith.
Did you do schedule changes for grades or household? The rationale for the question, because you have some students coming from Roger that go to Alcott and some go to Harrington, and that's two different schedules. So I was just curious, how did you change it as it relates to grades or households?
We did it based on attendance area. So what I did was took a look at the map, and where on bumped up against Rogers, we've moved a certain section of students within those areas. So like it may have been like one street that separated. One side of the street was Rogers, the other side of the street was on. We decided to move all those students to the same school, which was Rogers.
Okay, so that answers it. Families, households are not broke up.
No.
Because you did it by street and
Yes.
location.
Yes.
Cool. That was a concern.
All set, dude? All set? Good. VP.
Just for clarity, the Alcott one, you said that start time changed
Yes.
to 9:10?
9:10 to 4:11.
Okay. And then my next question is, because I know a lot of parents have been asking, but has all of the communication went out regarding the new bus routes? Who's going to be riding what buses and things like that? Or when will that go out?
We are looking at closer to the first week of September. Rollover just occurred last week, so therefore I did not have access to all of the students. Now I just received access to the students, and I have been working, getting routes set up.
Okay. And then with the time changes and everything, because I know we moving kids around, there's no issues, or you don't foresee any issues with any of the buses as far as having enough drivers, make sure there's enough buses to get to the schools, going to and returning back home, and not having any conflicts with any of the other schools?
So I can't predict that we won't have any issues, but it is my hope that we don't have any issues. I have been advised earlier today that the buses should be fine. Everything should be ready to go by the first day of school. And currently we have enough drivers to cover every route. Now, sub drivers, they may still be working on getting some additional drivers to be sub drivers, but there are at least a driver for every route.
Okay, and then my last one, at least for now, my last one I have, when we redid the pickup zones,
Yes.
because we changed around some schools, was it taken into account giving a household that might have, a third or fourth grader, but then you have a fifth grader or a sixth grader? Was it taken to any account that if they wanted to, transition or go to a different school, if they were willing to provide their own means of transportation? Was that considered versus being on the bus, or they just don't want to attend that school in that zone, but they prefer to go to a different school within the city of Pontiac, say for elementary, whatever the case may be? Will they be able to have that option to where I'll just drop my kid off?
So that is not a decision that I make. It's not a decision that I make with school they're allowed to attend. I'm just transportation. So it is my understanding that this year we are making sure the students are attending their home school.
It's not on.
They're making sure that students attend their attendance within their attendance zone, whatever their school is, even if parents don't transport, because I know in the past it's been some issues with overcrowding at schools, and then new students enroll, and there's no space for those new students who live within that attendance zone. So it was my understanding that they will have them go to their home school this year, And as they look at the numbers after schools get started, then they'll make a decision if a parent wants to move the student or not.
And then the last one I did have, has this timing also been considered with the pre-K program and the timing of their buses as well?
And that's not an issue. This is just everything is still remaining the same besides those two schools making a change. And Alcott was the only one who had a time change. And students still remain on their same bell schedule. Alcott was the only school that was affected with making a time change.
Okay. Can I do one more?
Yeah.
All right, last one. I promise. I'm sorry.
Get 'em
Last
all.
one. I'm trying. What is the longest, I guess, time a student will be on a bus for transportation?
The longest time, I average 45 minutes. It could be longer. There is no law besides except for pre-K, and that is an hour and a half for pre-K. But I will never have a pre-K student on the bus that long.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
After Secretary Dooley and Trustee Kraft and Trustee, I knew you two would be asking questions, but Secretary Dooley.
In regards to that communication, is it possible for us to get multiple schedules or reinforcement? Hypothetically, I'm a parent, I missed that first schedule, can't find it. Will we do any robocalls to say, I guess that would be impossible because that has to be standard. But do you have something in place just to ensure that they get these schedules and it's not just a one-time mailer or something like that? The other thing, we talked about having aides, especially on that the bus to the middle schools, those routes. Are we able to have them? Have you placed? We would like to see a monitor on each bus. To date, how many buses will have a monitor placed at the start of school?
So none of the fifth grade bus routes, well, middle school routes have monitors. So there's no monitors. Monitors are only for pre-K.
So the concern is mixing all of those grades.
Mhm.
And we know they cannot be separated. And our concern is definitely for their safety. I thought, is there any way that you can go back to yourself or your superiors and bring that to the attention that it probably would behoove us to have a monitor on the buses? Possibly? Can that be a conversation?
That has been an ongoing discussion. And of course, it is a fee to have monitors on the bus. And I did a little rough draft as to how much it would cost.
That was sent to us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, you should have got the email. Yeah.
So what I think I hear you say is that to date, there will be no help on those buses except the bus driver.
That's correct.
Yes, I'll yield the floor to my
Trustee
trustee.
Kraft, if you're fine with her going first, or you want to go? Go ahead. Go ahead, Treasurer Davis Smith. You had your hand up.
So my question was, because we are using the electric buses, is the routes seem like they're going to be a little longer, especially like transporting the Roger kids and stuff like that. Do you believe that they will last, especially in the winter, using all the electricity to charge and stuff like that? Do you think we having issues with the buses being electric with those longer routes?
Well, I'm sure they should be able to maintain the routes throughout the city, because that charge, it should be able to hold up for them. And they have, I think, is it 25 chargers at the new location. So I think they will hold up. It's just a matter of, I know that when it's extremely cold outside, just like a regular vehicle, that charge, it goes pretty fast. So it's probably going to take them to do multiple charges throughout. And they're looking to have porters who will be overnight trying to get these buses charged, keeping these buses charged overnight.
Okay, thank you. And Dr. Devison says she has an answer for us for the monitors.
Oh, fine. Yes. Go. Oh, thank you. I didn't know. Absolutely. Thank you.
So I do know last year Harrington had bus aides on the bus. They're a partnership school and they utilize RAG funds for the bus aides. The middle school is in the partnership, so we could work on allowing them to apply for RAG grants to get a bus aide on the bus. But of course, that would be something that would get approved. So we could just work out the logistics and see if that is going to help us. I do know at Harrington they had staff teachers that rode the bus. It is a challenge to get a bus aide to ride the bus just for 1 hour. So most of the staff, it would be someone that already works in our district, but we can apply for RAG grants for the schools that that are partnership schools.
Thank you. Trustee Craig.
I think it's essential that we do have it so to ease the mind of our parents is drifting off into this waters of the unknown with the fifth graders going to school. So I think as a parent that we need to make sure that we put all the safeguards in place to make sure that these kids are safe. So I think the bus monitors, we need to dig deep into that.
And I'll go to Treasurer Davis Smith. But here's my recommendation. The information was sent to us as the entire board as it pertains to the cost for monitors. That was the questions that you guys asked prior to. So I'm asking the finance committee, take a look at the number. You're on the finance committee and the chairs are here. I'm speaking to the chairs. Take a look at what it would cost in a finance committee, because we are talking as a board. We approve the contract, right? Take a look at the actual contract for student and the actual amount that it would cost us as monitors to do so. And doing our due diligence, bring that information to a board governance, and let's take a look at where we are financially, what we can afford to do so. I'll let you go after Treasurer Davis Smith.
So, yeah, because for me, it's not just the fifth graders that I believe that we need monitors for, but also for our special needs. And then this weekend, I just saw a student who had passed away because the driver must have didn't do their child check, and she ended up dying, not here, but somewhere else. And I remember driving.
Speaking your mic there, pull your mic close.
Well, I do have a special need child on my route. We have to put them in a harness and stuff, but there are also some that don't be in harnesses that get off, come up to you and will attack you or touch you, or while you're actually driving. And if you're by yourself, or if a bus is in a crash or something and you have to remove those students who are in wheelchairs and things of that nature, like I really believe that we do have to dive in and see how we can get funding. Maybe building helpers can get on there and help us or something like that. I don't know, but we need to.
I have actually read the contract from front to back, and there are some specific processes in place within the contract as it pertains to assisting children when it comes to accidents, or anything like that, and monitoring. Again, it's just the fact that monitors itself the cost. So, Trustee Miller.
Okay, I hate to harp on. I hate to keep harping on it, but compliance is where I've always been. I want to remind the board that that's not the function of the committee meetings. It is for administration to bring.
Oh, yes.
We make the request.
Yes.
We make the request.
We do.
Administration brings it to us. In our subcommittee, we then discuss it.
That's correct.
It is not the function of this board to get involved with the day-to-day operations by monitoring the budget, seeing where we can fit things in. By law, that is the requirement of our administration.
Yes.
Please, let's not begin blurring the lines of what our role is as a board versus what the day-to-day operations are. I'm going to keep reminding us of that every chance I get, because we cannot teeter that level of compliance and what our function is as a board. That is not the function of the finance committee. It's for administration. We've made the request.
Correct.
We want to see how we can attribute funds for bus aids. Now it's for us to sit back, and it's the responsibility of administration, because we made the request, that they bring it to us, not for us to beg for it, not for us to continue to monitor if they're doing it or not. They supposed to bring it to us, then we'll discuss it in the subcommittee and report out. That is the way it goes.
Thank you for the clarity, and we are part of we do believe in process, and as we know, mine is just to ensure that we have questions, and that administration are to answer our questions. We will not leave here or at some point in time to either leave this diocese without having any answers, whether it's I don't have that answer and I'll get back to you, or it may be an answer we don't want to hear or we may not like, but it's an answer, or we come to this diocese and say we never had our questions answered. So again, mine is to bring here so administration can hear where we're going as trustees, what our expectations are, what we want to see. But I am to remind you all that lawfully, it is not required for a school district to provide transportation, only for your special need children. So when we have to look at this financially, again, it's not required. It's not in any school district. That's why your charter schools don't have busing. But the state requires us to only provide transportation for special needs students. So when we're looking at a considerable amount of money for monitors, I know what we want, but financially, what are we taking from the children in other areas to get that? So that's all I'm asking is that we have these questions answered and we take a deep dive into and look at what this district is able to afford to provide what we believe is needed. But remember now, we don't want to, how's the saying go? Rob from Peter to pay Paul. So we have to understand that. That's all I'm asking. But I just wanted to bring these issues here because these are the questions you guys are asking. And I think it's important that information is shared and your questions are answered.
I want to remind President, all
Yes.
due respect, we want to put time frames on the request.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
But you see the situation we're in now, what we have to do tonight, and do we go from there? Oh, without a doubt. Trustee Craft, we're going to wrap this up.
No, I'm just saying, but you see how we get out of practice doing things, and that's because of none of the board's fault. It's just that things are not brought to us in a timely fashion, and we can't move forward. And we, as a board, we care so much about our community. We get out of character doing things like this, but it's really upon administration to get on their butts, get off of their butts, and we got to do something, man. So because we're behind on a lot of things. That's with the convocation, even with the policies and stuff. But like I said, we need to move forward. And I think that's only a reflection of not having administration here.
And we will. And I understand that. And this is, again, this is why I hear what the conversation is amongst the board. This is why that I ask that these things be discussed here. Because if we don't know, the expectation is that the district's going to know. And it comes here. And I'm not saying that, and I hear what you're saying. I don't agree with you completely with that, but I think we can do more. I don't think they're just sitting and not doing, but in my heart, I think we can do more. Trustee Bowman, and wrap it up.
Just to clear things up, in my perspective, I feel like with this situation, I know we don't want to have too much overreach as a board because again, we don't run the day to day, but as a recommendation as a board member, I think for our safety of our kids, we should be we should be able to do that in all respects. Absolutely. When it comes to the safety of our children as board members. So for me personally, and I can direct this to whoever is representing the administration right now, I think as a recommendation, I think we should look into seeing at some point how we can safeguard that, because that is a real gray area and dicey area, for a lot of parents. And this goes back to what I was saying as far as communication. These are things that surveys answer questions for what the community is thinking about.
Sure.
When you talk about Is my child going to be safe? Do I feel comfortable with fifth graders riding the bus with eighth graders? Do I feel comfortable with special needs riding the bus with other students? Do I feel comfortable with all of this? These surveys answer this. So fast forward, as a trustee, I'm going to make a recommendation to say that we have to take a deep dive into that to make sure our children are safe. And I yield.
I agree. Thank you guys for discussion and appreciate it. Because you did a fine job. Miss Kyles Gross, can you read your bear? And then
Okay. This is a discussion for action. CASA proposed transportation, background rationale. Center for the Advanced Studies and the Arts, CASA, proposed transportation through First Alt Transportation. I estimate this quote on picking up 5 students from Pontiac High School and ITA to transport to CASA in Oak Park, Monday through Friday, starting August 31st, 2026. With Alt, the students would be dropped off at their homes, curb to curb, since they are a smaller service. This quote is solely based on the appropriate address and stops provided and may depend on actual pickup and drop-off addresses. The inbound cost is $96. Outbound cost is $96 for a total of $192 per day. Total per 180 days, $34,560. The funding source is, the account is listed, and this will come from the general fund. Recommendations. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the proposed transportation services for the Center for the Advanced Studies and the Arts, known as CASA, through First Alt Transportation in the amount of $34,560.
any questions? This is a service that we've used before, correct?
No, this is a new service.
These are. I'm sorry, not a service, but these specific kids. Can you give us the definition of CASA?
So CASA is a arts program in which some of our students from Pontiac attend certain arts that I guess that are not offered here in Pontiac. We transport these students to Oak Park. What we've been doing was transporting these 5 students on a school bus.
Correct.
If you know the rates of the school bus,
Much higher than what
it's
you're looking
much
at.
higher than
That's
what
correct.
we're asking for to transport these 5 students in a van, which is also for a part of First Student.
Well, no, my question was, we've done this before for these students, but we did it with school buses.
Oh yeah, we
That's
have
what I
students
meant.
now. We have students down in the special services department
In special services.
using vans, but it's not through First Alt, it's through other
And-
companies.
And this price was quoted as a much better price than it was with the buses that we use.
Yes, I actually pulled the 3 quotes outside of what we use with transportation, and this was the cheapest quote out of all 3.
Better quote. Okay,
The better quote. Sorry.
thank you.
I have a question. So it's marked a renewal. So if this is not a renewal, if this is a new contracting service, which one is it?
It's a new contract. I don't know.
Because
what's
it's marked renewal on
Yeah.
the bear.
I think that was an error, but
Yeah,
no.
that's an error.
Okay, so
Thank you. Good.
no, this is not a throw off to you, Ms. Kyles.
No.
But everyone bringing these bears, please recheck your bear to make sure the information that's coming before the board is correct and accurate.
Yes.
Oh, I see it had a check. Yeah, right there. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that should not have been.
I'm hearing one thing and I'm reading something else.
I agree. I agree. VP. Okay. Change that bear.
So we need to change
And change it and put. It'll be fixed. Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
Huh? What'd you say? We're going to do action after we do the other discussion. I just want her to read the bear and we'll go to the action.
So just for the record, our administrative assistant states it was not incorrect information provided by Ms. Kyles. It was someone else submitted that information. Also, if we look at the dates on here and the signatures, we will have to redo this bear altogether.
You good? Trustee Miller?
We all know what I'm gonna say.
Go
If
ahead.
it's not in black and white accurate, I will not ever feel comfortable voting on anything unless it is accurate on black and white and is changed before this vote is taking place. That is
I don't. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Ms. Wright
Mhm.
has the ability to change the actual bear, that first sheet in the lap. What else, Mrs. Trustee Dooley, that you saw? What has to be changed there? I got you. What? No, we don't. We're not going to take her name off of it. Right. Yeah. 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 Just the actual renewal. So, well, but we're not at the action part of this yet. We have another discussion, and then once we get to the action, that bear should be complete for us to take a look at. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, with the cell phone policy, I had a conversation with Ms. Williams. We're not asking that that we have the discussion with the policy. We'll move right into the policy No. I don't need an update. We're going to go into, we have it already set for discussion and action. So yes, we'll do that. But as it pertains to cell phone policy update, Ms. Williams is currently, she had a doctor's appointment and some things that are going on. She's not here. I've had conversation with Trustee Miller. We're going to bypass the discussion with Ms. Williams, and we'll discuss, when we get the discussion item for the cell phone, we'll discuss it then, have you discuss it then, and then we'll go into the action part of it. So we'll bypass the discussion from Ms. Williams. Now we'll go into professional agents of records. Dr. Deficit. Now you understand what I'm saying? Oh, she made it. We're fine. We'll bypass the discussion. We'll go into, when we go into the actual discussion of it. If there's questions, we'll have them ask you questions. Okay. What is the professional agents of record?
Okay, for the agenda item, professional agents of record, background rationale, we are in the process of contacting the following board approved agents of record to submit proposals for the board attorneys. The following firms will be contacted: Law Office of Dennis Pollard, Thurn Law Firm, Floyd Allen and Associates, Lewis and Monday.
Okay. Again, board, these are some of the attorneys that we talked about at our board governance that we can look at getting a contract with, but proposals have not come back to the district yet. Once they receive the actual proposal and the amounts, it will be presented to the board for either approving or move forward to someone else. Okay, but those proposals have not been brought to us. That was being done prior to the superintendent's leave of absence. But again, I thank you, Dr. Deverson, for providing that information. But on completion of the proposal, it will be presented at the board at that time. Okay? I guess we'll wait for Ms. Wright before we go into the action item to approve the CASA proposed transportation. We'll do that once once she does that. Now, would you like to go into board, your preference? You want to recess, or do we go into the cell phone policy? Go ahead.
Just for effectiveness, we should just continue on with the agenda,
Okay.
and then move back and divert back as needed. But
Correct. Okay.
no, yeah, so we
Just a
can
board
move into
suggestion.
that,
I'm with the majority.
being that she's
Are we
present.
fine with that, board? Okay, so now let's go into, thank you, Dr. Deverson, for that update. So now, regular working agenda, we're going into the SCLC cell phone policy proposal. Dr. Deverson.
Okay, when you say it's open for discussion, am I discussing it?
I was told, but you have the floor with it. If you have those who will discuss it to come to the podium, then that's for you to ask.
Oh, just the presentation. I'm just making sure.
This is for discussion, and
Okay.
then it's up for approval in the second reading.
Okay.
So if you have people here that can discuss it, I'm following your lead.
No worries. So I was just making sure because what I have here is just the cell phone bear, but there's no attachments to the bear.
Go into the report that we would do now that you're here. We can talk about the actual.
We did update it.
Do we have the proposal and its updates?
Yes. Go
Do we?
ahead, Ms. Yvette. Go ahead with the presentation.
Do we have the actual proposal with its completed updates?
Board president, we do.
So read those.
Okay.
Thank you. And then we'll go into the bear when we go into action. Thank you. I said no. She said, go for it.
So this isn't the proposal. This is the presentation.
I just asked the question.
Yeah. So I don't know how you would like for me to proceed, Dr.
I will go
Henderson.
ahead with the presentation.
Point of order. At this point in the process, we need to have a proposal brought forth. We made it very clear that the expectation, and I've even communicated that through email, the expectation was that a proposed policy was to be brought forth before this board on this meeting today. So where is that? That has been communicated to administration at least twice through email from myself, once when we discussed it in our previous meeting last Monday. So for no one to have the proposal,
So I have the proposal, and I submitted the proposal on Friday to Mrs. Wright. Those emails were sent to Trustee Miller and also Trustee Terry. And so I can pull it up where we have the policy numbers. And Trustee Trustee Terry, just recall when you all were going into closed session that they were going to discuss that.
Point of order. That is not a topic that can be talked about in closed session. Point of order. No, that is not it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Point of order also. Yes, we did receive that. But again, this is a public meeting for our community and for the rest of the board. Yes, I received it. VP Terry received it. But the expectation was that the rest of the board would be presented with the proposal from administration.
And I presented the information to Cynthia Wright, and Cynthia Wright, we sent it out in an email, correct? Correct.
Again, point of order. We set the expectation because, again, this is the first time this is being introduced to our community, our parents, our staff. So the expectation from this board was that it would be read and discussed out loud.
For
Not
approval.
through email. For approval, correct.
That's right.
So to just read the bear and say, well, it was submitted through email, the community does not have access to my email to be able to read and have an understanding of what the policy, this new policy is. So
now I'm going to take a point of privilege. I'm going to ask for a recommendation to table this matter until the information that the board is expecting to seek for approval is read, done, and will come back. But at this time, my question was not answered. Is there a proposal? And I was told there was some information sent out on Friday, but it's not actually in a proposal form for the board to approve and to actually waive. I need to have something that has a strict proposal from the beginning to the end saying what we're doing in the phone policy. So I'm asking Secretary Dooley for a motion to table the SCOC cell phone policy proposal. Can I get a motion in a second? Moved by Secretary Dooley, supported by Trustee Crabb. Question, concerns, or comments?
yes,
Go right ahead.
before we table it, we have to set a date of when it will come back on the agenda.
That's why I'm saying, asking the question.
Yes, so we have to set a date.
But I'm not going to set a date because you are the policy person, the policy committee chair. And my question to you as the chair, as the chair, are you asking that the policy flows through you first before it's brought back to the board, or just that the policy be completed, reviewed by you, and then sent to the board, or just asking that the policy itself be written, sent to the entire board for review? That would determine the time that we're going to approve it. I'm just asking.
Okay. If I may answer,
Absolutely.
my expectation has
Yes.
been very clear. This baby's not turned up. There we go. My expectation was made very clear in the email that I sent, was for administration to follow the policy, which is outlined that they create the policy, present it to the board for approval. I also asked that all statutory requirements per law was included in that policy prior to it being presented to the board. So from my understanding, because it was communicated through email and through this board verbally, the expectation was they were made aware of the expectation. So just in accordance with Robert Rules of Order, what I'm saying is once we table it, we have to put a date that we're
And-
bringing it back up.
And
So that I can't determine.
I'm not asking you to. I'm not.
What I'm saying, President
Yes.
Gross, is that there was a 6 months time frame for this to be completed. It's completely unacceptable for us to continue to be having this discussion.
I agree.
So I can't determine a date. I think, again, we need to, as a board, set the expectation that we already set for today, and it wasn't fulfilled. We need to, again, set the expectation, and administration needs to meet that deadline.
So this is where I'm going. Thank you. And so this is where I'm going. And I say to the board, there's a couple of things that we need to take a look at. Is it this board's expectation? And I'm saying this to the board to relay this to administration. Is it the expectation of this board that this policy be fully completed for board review to determine whether or not we're going to adopt the entire proposal, not one half here, one half there? I want to be able to read something in full, complete order that I can say, I agree with this, with everything that you ask, or that the state is asking us to put there, that the entire board be able to review it, to bring it back in a timely manner, to approve it. Now, is it the expectation of this board? This is going to determine our timeline. Do you want it done before school starts on September 7th? In order, hear what I'm saying. This is going to determine the time frame. School starts September 7th. I was given a notification for the school that they would like to have this done before the 24th or 26th of August to be able to put it in the code of conduct. So if that's the case, we do not have another board meeting until September 14th. So that means if our due diligence, if we want this done before August 24th or 26th, a special meeting has to be called for approval. I'm saying this is going to determine the time on when we must get this done. So I'm asking the preference of the board before I make the commitment of saying a special meeting on this date. What are we going to do, and when we want to do it, and what your expectations are of administration on what you want to see. Because I know what I want to see. I want to see an actual proposal. You can go after me. Actual proposal, and it'll determine, because if you want it done before the 24th or 26th, we got to have a special meeting. So now, I yield to the board. Secretary Duke.
Based on our last meeting, it was supposed to be developed and ready, complete. So it appears that we received 2 documents. It should not take over 24 hours to modify that document. So by Thursday, we should be able to convene and adopt that policy. That's my suggestion, recommendation. Because you already have the information, it just has to be constructed and designed in a policy form.
Thank you. Before we continue, Dr. Devison, you have a bear?
I do have a bear.
Can you read the bear, and then it'll determine what it is that we have to do? Please read the bear.
So the cell phone policy, it just says report, and we submitted those to the documents that we needed to.
Just read the bill.
The bear says report, and it says cell phone policy update.
That's it.
Yes.
Trustee Miller, you had your hand. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So on Friday, we submitted all of the documentation for the cell phone policy. I was under the impression that Trustee Miller, and I'm no point intended, I thought that we were going to review it. You said you would check to make sure that everything that was needed in the policy was complete, and then we would move forward, because we have submitted all of the requests as it relates to the policies.
Absolutely.
I never said that I was checked. I can read the email verbatim in which I submitted when I said the expectation of the board is that administration reviews the law and submits a complete policy to this board for approval per policy, because that's what the policy states, is that administration will develop the policy and bring it to the board for approval. I never said that I would review it for compliance. Matter of fact, I said that I would not review it because this district was given 6 months, and I would not review it. The expectation is for administration to independently review the statutory requirements and do their due diligence as in compliance with the policy to bring that to the board. And one other thing I want to reiterate is this is not a request from Trustee Miller.
No.
It's the law.
Absolutely.
It is the law. This board is not asking anything that is out of the purview or outside of the guidelines and policies of this district. When it's a statutory requirement for law, it is completely unacceptable that we need to continue to, one, have a discussion about this, and two, have a special meeting when the district has 6 months. Administration had 6 months. So however the board would like to proceed is up to the board. We need to put a motion. We need to table
There's
this.
a motion on the floor.
We need to table
Table
this.
it, but we need a date.
We need a date.
So this
So
is why the discussion for the date.
again, this
I'm gonna say,
we set the expectation for our administration. It was not fulfilled. No finger pointing. Point of the matter is, this is the law. This is not a personal request from Trustee Miller or this Board of Education.
So point of clarity, we're administration is prepared to create a bear, submitting the 3 policies that was requested. And so whenever you all are ready, we are ready to put that bear together for you all to move on the policy.
Point of clarity, that bear was supposed to be submitted. It was already supposed to be prepared and submitted and in preparation for this meeting today. So by what I'm hearing is that you're prepared to create the bear. Again, that wasn't the expectation that this board set in our previous meeting and what I communicated through email.
so, go ahead, Secretary.
I think we're missing, Dr. Deverson, those 3 policies that you have need to be compiled into one policy. We established last meeting that we could not have multiple policies. It was one for the entire district. So I would like to suggest that you and your team cooperate and just put it together, make us one policy so we can
I
get
make
it.
a point of clarity, and no disrespect, it cannot be one policy. It is 3 different policies. So there is,
The law said
it is I'll read the actual policies. It is hold on. Policy number PO 5136.
Yes.
Let me do a point of order. Right now we have a motion on the floor. So we need to call for the vote, please. We have a motion on the floor. right now.
It's still under discussion, though. It's still under discussion. We do. Are you?
Call for the vote.
You call for the vote?
Call for the vote.
Yes, but we don't have a date.
Put the date, call for the vote.
Okay.
So my motion is to table this until Thursday, the 20th of August at 6 p.m. we convene.
I asked the board, are you available at that time?
I second that motion.
Thank you.
I asked the board. Trustee Bowman.
I think the secretary need to poll the board if he find out.
That's
who
what I'm
all-
asking.
yeah.
Let's poll the board, Madam Secretary.
Yes,
Who's
I'm available.
And
Treasurer.
Just a point of order. If we are going into the polling of the board, we need to remove the motion off the floor, poll the board, and then go.
Go
in
back
court-
to
Yep.
table the motion.
Hold on. I'll put my book out.
That's it. You're right.
just put
Because the vote would be to table this.
until Thursday. The motion is to table this policy until Thursday, special board meeting at 6:00 p.m. That's the motion. And it was moved and seconded. Roll call.
President Gross.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Vice President Terry.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Treasurer David Smith.
Yes.
And I'm voting yes. That passes 7-0 to table the motion, and we will convene on August 20th, which is this Thursday at 6 p.m. That has given us enough time to post this and follow our MOA.
Yeah, don't. You were. It's okay. Well, we will come back Thursday at 6:00 p.m. Yes. Thank you. The expectation is that. Please state what you said to me in an email, in a text message.
Not a problem. The policies that were shared with the board with the recommendations for the changes and everything, they are pretty much in line and parallel with our surrounding districts. So they are pretty much matching and identical. So moving forward should not be an issue. Everyone should have a copy of that. You should have received the email. If there's any question, you can bring that to our attention as well. And obviously, we just need to get the bear put together properly
With the actual
with
proposal.
those actual 3 policies, if it's 3 of them there. And then once that's brought to us, we can open it up for discussions, and then we can vote on it at
Just
that
put
time.
that information in the bear,
Will do.
and it'll come out to us prior to the special meeting on Thursday for our review, and we'll discuss it during that meeting, and then we'll vote and go home. Is that fine? Okay, thank you. Now let's move to the action item for the CASA proposed transportation. It was amended and it was placed on new, and it's in front of you. I ask for a motion for approval and support.
So move.
Moved by Trustee Bowman, supported by Trustee Kraft. Question, concerns, or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
This is
For CASA.
for CASA. VP Terry.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Treasurer David Smith.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Gross.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you for that, board. Moving, are we all set? Moving further down the agenda. General Counsel, Human Resources items, discussion items, as well as approval, Metro EHS contract renewal, Dr. Devison.
Agenda item, professional service contract renewal for Metro
Oh, yes. Special service.
EHS pediatric therapy. Background rationale. The purpose for this contract is to provide ancillary services such as speech and language services to students with disabilities as specified by the individual education plan. Federal and state regulation require that speech and language services be provided to students and stipulated in their IEPs. This contract will ensure the continuation of services for students who qualify from July 1st to June 30th, 2027. Services, speech and language $66 per child. The funding source, the general fund, and the count number is here. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education discuss and approve the professional service contract agreement with Metro EHS and the Pontiac School District effective upon board approval for 26-27 school year. The total anticipated expenditure for 26-27 school year is $130,000.
Thank you. Remember, board, this is the item that we discussed last week at the board governance. Secretary Dooley.
The schools that will receive this service, do they have on-staff speech pathologists, or we don't have any? And then also, my second question would be, has there been an increase in price for the services being rendered?
As it relates to the price increase, I'm not 100% sure. And as it relates to speech and language being on campus, I do believe there are some on-camp speech therapists, but not all. That's why we're rendering these services, because we have not been able to get someone in person.
Are we able to see this contract? Because you don't know if in fact the amounts have increased. And I want to be very clear what the increases are, because we should not have, based on my information and research, we should not have incurred increase in finances of this service, this renewal. Oh, that's right. She's doing Ashley. Excuse me, Dr. Davis. I'm trying to give you all the work, huh?
I'll take it.
We're all set? All right, Dr. Davis, RCM Healthcare Services.
I'm doing the next one.
I don't think there's anything. I don't know. Is it anything?
Okay. Professional services contract, RCM Healthcare Services. The rationale, the purpose for this contract is to provide speech and language pathologists and occupational therapy services to students with disabilities as specified by the individual education plan. Federal and state regulation requires that SLP OT services be provided to students as stipulated in their IEPs. This contract will ensure continuation of services for students who qualify from August 17th, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. Speech and language pathologist, $95. Occupational therapist, $95. Coming from general funds, both accounts are listed. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve professional services contract agreement with RCM Healthcare Services and the Pontiac School District effective upon board approval for the 26-27 school year. The total anticipated expenditure is for the 2026-2027 school year is $130,000.
Thank you. And again, these are services that will put us in compliance with our special services, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Secretary Dooley.
If we look at both of these bears, are they not over crossing one another? They're both providing some of the same ancillary services.
This is correct. So sometimes like one company may have it and another company may not. So I do believe that they don't overlap in that they're using the same at the same time. But say for instance, at one point RCM may not have a person. So then we would go to Metro EHS Pediatrics. And in both cases, again, we're required to offer speech and language. Otherwise, we'll have to pay for it in compensatory ed. So you would pay for it either way. It is required that we offer speech and language or occupational therapy for special education students. Otherwise, we will be out of compliance.
I understand that portion. I guess my mind went to the money, because one contract we will pay the rate of $95 an hour, and the other one will pay a rate of $66. That's why I'm asking how.
I'm speaking just on what I believe is the case as it relates to just working with different companies. One company just is saying that they offer $66, but what's happening is not all the time. So say for instance, I'm giving this as a hypothetical speech. So say for instance, Metro EHS, we might need 10, but they only have 3. So then we would need to pick up the 7 from the other company.
You all set? And here's the thing, and I say to the board, again, these services are based on as needed basis, correct?
Correct.
And they're only paid when we need them.
Correct.
Right, because if we don't utilize the service at that time, then they don't get paid.
Correct.
This is just to have something in place to ensure that we stay in compliance,
Correct.
whether we need that services at that time or not.
Correct.
And if one services don't have the ability or the people to provide, we can go to the next service, hoping that that smaller amount service is available for us. But if we don't, then the other service is available, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Secretary Dooley.
Are all of these services provided on site, or are any of these persons, they have the ability to work hybrid on paperwork, or are we requiring them to come into our district and be present, or are they having the opportunity to work from home and submit?
I do believe that there is both options, both in person and also online.
Okay.
Do you see anything wrong with that if they're supposed to be working with students?
So I'm in agreement with you,
Okay.
Trustee Dooley. I do know that speech is better to be offered in person, but in all reality, when you think about the state of Michigan and across this world, the people just don't exist.
I guess my concern is with our students. As I said this and I continue to say it, all roads lead to academic sustainability, increase in academic achievement. We cannot continue to pay these people all this money. I don't care who you are. And you get to work from home. You need to be present. You need to be present. So moving forward, I'd like us to be inclusive that these jobs are for people that's going to be on site and deliver the services in person. Hell, I need to quit the board and get a job at home, making all this money. I certainly have the criteria and the qualifications.
You say the pay is based on usage.
Correct.
If you're from home, you can make up a lot of work, can't you? I'm just serious. That's just my observation. If you at home, you can make up a lot of work.
And we'll go into Blake. This is what I'm going to ask. As we look at these services, Dr. Devinson, I would like, if we can, again, we're not part of day-to-day, but I would like for the board to have an update for the first part of the school year, how the services are performing, how it's assisting our children, that an update can be given to the board, whether it's in a PowerPoint update with these services, where we are, how our kids are performing. It can be short. And then we can take a look at it at the end of the semester and then review it again prior to the end of the school year to determine, because the word on here is renewal, to determine if this is working. Because majority of the time, and I'm not saying all the time, and I'm not blaming you, the expectations comes from the person that we employ, with that we don't always get updates as it pertains to the services that we vote on to see how it's affecting our children, and whether they're progressing or not, whether it's helping or not, whether they're learning from it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking from this point forward, when we have these specific items, especially because, listen, I am aware of how time sensitive it is, and that also is something that would keep us in compliance, because we don't have employees in place do this type of work at this time. The hope is we will. So if you can just jot that down in your notes, that we can get an update on where we are with the services, how well it is doing or not. Just a short update so the board will know that what we approve is either working or not. Okay? Now I'm asking we go into the Blazer Works contract renewal. What do you,
Before we move on, I just have one question.
hold on.
I'm sorry.
If I may, we're having too many conversations. I'm hearing things over here.
I'm sorry.
Trying to get this thing done. So let's be, I'm not gonna call you not professional. Let's be courteous to one another. So, because I can't hear everything on both sides. So please, okay? So give me the opportunity to come to you when it's time to speak. She was getting ready to speak. And no, I'm not, I'm just saying, I'm hearing things over here. So all I'm asking is that we be courteous to each other, because I want to hear everything. I'm nosy, I want to hear everything, right? But I can't hear it when someone is talking. So just please just allow us, if there's specific things that you guys want to say, just let me know. That's all. Just be courteous. That's all. Thank you. Trustee Dooley, and we'll go to Trustee Miller. Thank you.
Dr. Jefferson, I'm not sure if you can answer this. Hopefully you can. As it relates to that, the Metro, they're crossing up. Kids go to that clinic, or do they come to us? Are we housing? And if the kids go to clinic, they'll get paid regardless, right? Because they're hired at this money. I'm just trying to get clarification.
Can you ask that question again?
I'll try to re. So as it relates to the EHS pediatric therapy clinic or contract services to be provided, is that housed in the district, or are they housed outside of the district? And if they're housed outside of the district, does that mean we have them on, for lack of words, a retainer type of payment? So they're going to get paid regardless?
Whether the students see them or not.
Yes, that's my question.
I do not believe they get paid whether they see them. They have to see them to be paid,
So-
from my understanding.
So that if I want to use the analogy of a retainer fee again. Is this clinic on some kind of payment? I don't have the correct word for that, but you know what a retainer, we retain.
Correct.
So would this fit that they are on a retainer?
I do not believe that they are on a
Okay.
retainer. What I believe is you receive services and we are billed. That's what I believe.
Okay.
But I will definitely have Ashley and also Ms. Parkman get back to you if that is not correct. As this meeting is being recorded, I just want to make sure that we get you the facts. But from my understanding, just from even being the administrator at Kennedy School, you render a service and we charge you for that service.
Okay. I'll ask the board.
Okay. Thank you. Trustee.
Just for,
Oh,
I'll wait.
services. Okay.
Sorry, I just needed to tell him.
I'm writing something down and then,
we can revisit it.
okay.
For clarity, when there's a renewal on the floor to this board, it would be helpful if we had the data and the metrics to show whether it was effective or ineffective. So the utilization for this service or any service by that means, and it would be helpful for us to know how effective this is, how much we use them, a breakdown of financially how much it costs this district, so that we can have a clear understanding of how we can proceed, making a conscious and informed decision on our vote.
And if the prices change from 1 year to year as it pertains to renewal. So Dr. Jefferson, VP, then you, Kraft. I got you. I got you, man. I see you. Write that down as well, Dr. Jefferson, whether or not the contract numbers change from the year before to now, because the economy has changed. So the prices may be different.
Okay.
Just be aware.
Can I just get a point of clarity though? So like last week we had the board governance. Could
And we discussed this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to be, I'm just
No,
making
we
sure
did
that I have
discuss this, and
clarity.
I'm surprised too that these questions are being asked, but we discussed this, and it's been a week for us to review, and it's okay. But this is the board, and I respect that.
And I'm not being disrespectful.
I'm
I
not
was
saying
just
you- I'm-
making
I'm not-
sure.
I'm not accusing you of being.
Because I want to make sure that when as we're operating together at board governance, that if we answer most of the questions.
That was the expectation because initially, the agenda only said for approval, not discussion. Because we discussed it. All of these items have been discussed. An initial agenda says just approval. But discussion was put there. Because my expectation is that when we have governance, it gives us a full week to review, digest, get questions out, compared to doing something over from Thursday to that Monday for a board meeting. And it gives us from that Thursday to that Monday for board governance, and from that Monday of board governance to the following Monday of this board meeting for us to review and ask questions in board governance. And then when we come to this diocese, in this meeting, all we do is approve. But it's apparent that that's not working either.
Point of clarity, President Gross, can we put a motion on the floor and proceed with this?
No, we still have one more item. This is just for discussion.
Okay.
We have one more item, the blazer. But I'm just saying,
No,
that
that's
too was
correct.
also discussed last
It
week.
was.
So I'm just saying to the board,
It was.
for our due diligence as a board, there's a lot of questions coming, and we dealt with this last week. I'm just saying. So, Dr. Devison, the blazer contract renewal.
Agenda item, professional service contract renewal for Blazer Works. The purpose for this contract is to provide ancillary services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, psychology, speech and language, school social work, and nursing services to students with disabilities as specified by the individual education plan. Federal and state regulation requires that ancillary services be provided to students as stipulated in their IEPs. This contract will ensure that the continuation of the services for students who qualify from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. The contract does not have a price increase for hourly employees being employed by the company for the 26-27 school year. The titles are listed: physical therapy, $91.50, occupational therapy, $80, psychologist, $90, speech and language, $90, school social worker, $76, registered nurse, $82, licensed practical nurse, $65. And each account has been listed for each service: occupational therapy, physical therapy, nursing, speech and language, social work, psychology. The recommendation. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the renewal for professional services agreement between Blazer Work and Pontiac School District effective upon board approval for the 26-27 school year. The total anticipated expenditure for the 26-27 school year is $1,500,000.
Trustee Kraft,
No,
you good?
I'm good.
Questions? We good? Okay, moving down the agenda, action items. We'll go independently on each of them. There's a motion to approval of the Metro EHS contract renewal.
So move.
Support.
Moved by VP Terry, supported by Trustee Miller. We've already had questions, concerns, and comments. Roll call.
VP Terry,
Yes.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Trustee Davis Smith.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. President Gross,
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Down to action item B, approval of RCM Healthcare Services. I need a motion for approval.
So move.
Support.
Moved by VP Terry, supported by Trustee Bowman. Roll call. Take your time.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Trustee Davis Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley, yes. Trustee Gross,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And moving down to action item C, approval of Blazer Works contract renewal. I entertain a motion.
So move.
Support.
Moved by Trustee Bowman, supported by VP Terry. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Treasurer Davis Smith. Secretary Dooley, yes. President Gross.
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
VP Terry,
Yes.
and Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. You know what? I have to return back to the top of the agenda because I did not put it in the slot that I asked for the approval of the interim superintendent, which was regular working agenda item for discussion. A discussion item B and action item 3B. We can go back. I'll read the amendment, then we'll go for the bear. Okay. I'm asking for a motion to, we did, I'm sorry. I want to read the actual bear itself. Need a motion for the approval of Jennifer Dean as interim superintendent.
So move.
Support.
Then I'll read following what's
Okay.
yes. Moved by,
Trustee Bowman.
there's a place on here, okay. Whereas moved by Bowman
And supported by Miller.
and supported by Miller. Whereas the district superintendent is currently on a leave of absence and is therefore not able to perform the duties of her position. And whereas the board must appoint an interim superintendent to carry out the superintendent's duties to ensure the effective function of the district. And whereas the board has determined to appoint Jennifer Dean as interim superintendent. Now therefore, but it, okay. I'll entertain a motion. We did that,
Yeah, you have a
Roll
motion
call.
by Bowman.
and I'll continue with the bear.
David Smith. President Gross.
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
VP Terry,
Yes.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
and I'm voting yes. 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Now therefore it hereby resolved, the board appoints Jennifer Dean as the district interim superintendent. The board directs legal counsel and administration to negotiate and finalize an employment agreement with the interim superintendent. The interim superintendent's appointment and employment shall continue until the return of the superintendent from her leave of absence or until otherwise terminated by a majority vote of the board. The interim superintendent's compensation shall be established at a prorated daily rate consistent with the district applicable policies and practices for interim superintendent's positions. The board authorized the board president to execute the interim superintendent employee agreement on behalf of the board. Now, we have agreed to that. I did have conversation with Ms. Jennifer Dean, which she is looking. Congratulations and thank you. She is just coming from out of town. She will be in the district on Wednesday. I will, myself and Vice President Terry will be meeting with her as we do regularly on Wednesdays with the superintendent to discuss any questions or other concerns that the board may have. And she'll meet with the board sometime soon, but she will be in the district at that time. She has agreed to do so if the board agreed to appoint her. Now, as we discussed, she will continue with her work and what she will provide the board president with a succession plan if needed as it pertains to the job duties that she is currently doing at this time. We also discussed that this board will return at a later time to discuss compensation, as the attorneys will meet with the HR interim director until her return into the district to determine what numbers she will present to this board, and we will come to an agreement, and the majority will agree upon that based on the time that is presented to me, and we'll discuss it then. So at this time, Jennifer Dean, I'm going to say Jennifer Dooley, all these Jennifers. Jennifer Dean is now the interim role of interim superintendent, as indicated in the bear that I did read, until things are set with Dr. Leverett upon her return. Thank you, board. No comments. We're good. We discussed. Yes, I want to discuss what we discussed back there. I want to thank you, board, for your due diligence and that to the community and to the staff. The board discussed this. We had was scheduled for an emergency meeting, but it was not declared an emergency. So we were able to discuss this matter as an entire board, and we came to a consensus. And the decision is that we're going to go this direction. And I appreciate your hard work and dedication. And we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward. We are going to move forward. We are going to move forward. And I appreciate you and thank you for your time. Now moving forward down to the agenda. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Curriculum and instruction, discussion items. K-5 STEM kits is something that we discussed
Yes.
last week. Just read the bear for us if you can.
No worries. Agenda item K-5 STEM kits. The background rationale: the school district of the city of Pontiac has the opportunities to strategically utilize Title I funds allocated for kindergarten through fifth grade STEM kits at Alcott, Harrington, Rogers, and Whitman. The purchase of the STEM kits will align with the strategic plan by providing students with activities to explore college and career options at a young age. The kits will allow every K-5 student to experience design thinking, coding, real-world problem solving, digital citizenship, and foundational AI literacy in their schooling. The funding source is Title I. It is a recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approves the purchase of the following items using Title I grant funds: 4 mini education packs, 30 Okie-dough micro, 4 science classroom bundles, 62 Straw Bees STEM classroom kits in the amount of $45,925.26. Again, funding is Title I grants.
Thank you. Board questions? Secretary Dooley?
It's just clarity. There are multiple prices in this bear. So the first item cost us, they're asking for the 4 mini education packs of $32,818. The next group of packaging they want to buy is $36,853. Then the next bundle is $37,784. And then the last bundle is $45,925. If I could get a total for all of those,
Is that what they're asking? Or those were numbers of
that
we
It's
went
the-
out?
it's right here.
Oh,
It's
no.
each one of those, and there wasn't a
What's that
total.
total?
Let me give me a total.
For toys.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So the grant was for Title I, and it was specific for technology, but let me add it up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
36, 37,
One is
and 45 for strawberries.
So what's the total for the toys we're getting?
The total amount should have been.
Who cares?
As you're looking that up, Dr. Deverson, the Title I grant will cover the entire amount.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe special needs. Yeah, but
The total is $153,381.19.
repeat that so we can Secretary can have that. total amount.
153,381.19 cents.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay. Dr. Devis, move down to the 2026-2027 school year curriculum material subscription service, part 3. Am I right?
Yes.
Did I read that right? Okay.
Yes. No. I'm coming. I'm sorry. Here we go. Yep. 26-27 school year curriculum material subscriptions, part 3. PSD background rationale. A PSD administration is looking to purchase curriculum resource material subscriptions and services for 26-27 regular school year. It's middle school and high school social studies curriculum materials and subscription, and the accounts come from general fund, a total of $88,579.53. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education discuss and approve the 26-27 school year curriculum material subscription, part 3, in the amount of $88,579.53. And President Gross, there was a request for me to submit some social studies data, and I did get to submit that social studies data.
Board? Secretary Dooley?
I see my answer right there.
Okay, moving down to action items. Action item 3A, approval of K-5 STEM kits. Entertain a motion to support.
So moved.
We did that already. We did CASA already.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, let's move down to the next there. Yes. I need a motion for approval. You withdraw your motion?
Withdraw my motion.
And who supported? No one. Okay. Entertain a motion for approval of 2026-2027 school year curriculum material subscription services, part 3.
So moved.
We're doing it right. Going once.
Support.
Thank you. Moved by Trustee Bowman, supported by VP Terry. We've already had questions, concerns, and comments. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Secretary Dooley voting no. President Gross?
No.
Trustee Miller?
No.
VP Terry?
Yes.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Kraft?
No.
Trustee Davis Smith? That fails. It's 4-3.
4-3.
It fails.
Okay. As we get into bear, these are the materials that would have been placed on for
The kit.
no, for the virtual. And the expectations were for us to determine, and we saw the numbers, but it didn't answer the questions that I had as it pertains to the outcomes. This is something that we did before, and it was apparent to me, based on what I saw, that it didn't work. And I'm not willing at this time. I'm asking that this board may take a look at something different that we can do to get better results as it pertains to what is needed as this part of the curriculum. So I'm suggesting to, and the superintendent was here, I'm suggesting to the curriculum director and the interim superintendent here that we relook at some materials that would benefit, that we believe that would benefit to ensure that something different for $88,000 to see a better result. And that's all I'm asking. And this is why I voted no, because I was not accepting the results that I saw, and it wasn't working. And for me to consciously agree to do something for $88,000 and it's not working before, we need to try something different. That's only one board's opinion, and this is why I did so. And I'm not asking that each of you to express how you did so. It didn't pass, and all I'm saying is to administration, let's look at something different that can help our children as it pertains to social studies. While we're waiting for this bear, operation maintenance items, estimate for Rogers Elementary classroom and cafeteria addition and parking lot upgrades, which we had the opportunity to see a beautiful presentation. So I think we're all on the same page, but I'd like for Mr. Beasley to read us the bear.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead. Sorry. Background rationale. Estimates were provided to the school district of proposed 3 classroom addition, cafeteria addition, and parking lot upgrades for Rogers Elementary. Conceptual drawings were drafted and provided by Integrated Design Solutions and a budget estimate for each portion of the project by Saxy Construction. This was presented at the governance meeting on 8/10/26. The estimated cost for these projects is around $3.5 million and will be utilized in the remaining 2020 capital bond program. 3 classrooms additions are estimated at $1,175,588. Cafeteria addition is estimated at $1,233,122, and the parking lot upgrades estimated to be around $1,113,603. Each estimate includes a district 20% contingency funding source, 2020 capital bond account number provided. Is the recommendation the administrator for the Pontiac School Board Education approve the estimated budget for a 3 classroom addition, cafeteria addition, and parking lot upgrades for Rogers Elementary. The estimated cost for 3 classroom addition is estimated at. It's the following on your bear that you look at, and we read those out loud too. Again, the numbers. Okay.
The bear's there. Go ahead. We discussed it. We saw the pictures. You go right ahead. You do what? Right.
It's the same number again. So it's
I'll follow your lead. Yes, that's fine.
$1,175,580 for cafeteria addition.
Right.
It's estimated at $1,233,122, and parking lot upgrades is estimated to be around $1,113,603. All estimates include the district 20% contingency.
And again, thank you. And again, thank you, Mr. I want to commend you and the gentleman of Sassy. Griffin.
Saxy. He taking Cody place. Cody's
Taking
off
Cody's,
today.
yeah, that's
Cody's off today.
That's Cody Jr.
Yeah.
So Cody Jr., thank you.
Yeah.
And here, and I want to say to the community, we didn't have the opportunity to show the presentation. We're going to, from this point forward, have the cameras ready for board governance, because I think it's as important to the community review the discussions that we have in board governance. That was something that the entire board said they wanted to have.
Okay.
And prior to superintendent's leave of absence, she agreed that she would abide by the board's preference to have those videotaped. But I want to say to the community and to the staff, if Harrington knocked you off your feet, wait till you see Rogers. Mr. Beasley and I, many years before a lot of you were on this board, we had a discussion about the improvements of Rogers. And one of the things we talked about was that cafeteria being used as a gym.
Correct.
And our hopes were, and they were answered, that now, because of what the citizens of Pontiac had did with the voting of this bond, we're now going to be able to separate the gym and the cafeteria.
Correct.
We're also going to improve the parking, where it's going to be much safer for children, as well as there's going to be a covering that protect our kids from the elements when their parents or buses come to pick them up. Kudos, Mr. Beasley. Thank you for
Thank
the
you also.
work,
You and the team.
dedication that you were doing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for this. And again, we'll be able to have people come and visit. My expectations are, just like we did with Harrington, when we're near completion of Rogers, that the board be able to do a walkthrough
Of course.
to see the fine work that's being done. as we did with Harrington, as we did with WHRC.
Yes,
We did that. So keep doing what you're doing, and thank you.
thank you.
Moving down to the approval of the estimated Rogers Elementary Classroom Addition and Cafeteria Addition. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Support.
Moved by Secretary Dooley, supported by Trustee Bowman. Since we've already had multiple conversations, roll call.
President Gross,
Absolutely.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
VP Terry,
Yes.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Treasurer Davis Smith. Secretary Dooley is voting yes. That passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Now we're moving back to, here is the amended. Bear, if you can read the amended part, Dr. Devis. The recommendation is the recommendation of the administration, that part.
Okay. It is the recommendation, it is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the following items using Title I grants in the total amount of $153,381.19.
Thank you. Now entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Support.
Moved by Trustee Bowman, supported by Trustee Miller. We've had the questions. Roll call.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
VP Terry,
No.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Trustee Davis. I'm voting no. Trustee Gross,
Yes.
that passes 5-2.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. VP, I understand we only had one potential petition delegations into communications, but that matter has been changed, and it appears that we don't have any, correct?
No, we do not.
Okay, okay. Thank you, community. We're going to move into our last agenda item, which is board comments, and I'll start with Trustee Kraft.
Good evening, everyone. I think it's a great meeting. We got stuff done. As you can see, we have challenges right now, but we're working together as a board, and I think this board is working collectively for the betterment and for our children. And I also like to move on, think about what we had, a wonderful weekend, Dream Cruise weekend.
Absolutely.
With the collaboration with the city of Pontiac. I was able to work Parks and Recreation. We had the fun zone for the children out here outside the administration building. I mean, it was great. It was awesome. The city showed a lot of unity, and hopefully we can continue those type of events moving forward. I like to send my condolences out to one of our former Pontiac District basketball coaches,
Perry.
Big Perry James Jr. passed away from what I saw on social media, and I don't want to go into it, but yes, it was a great loss. I remember Perry when he first moved here in this area. We played basketball together down at. He played with Sandy McDonald and Craig Covington them in the South League back in the '80s. That's how far we go back. And then we continued on as I'm a basketball official. I officiated a lot of games that he coached, and he was a class guy, and he surely will be never forgotten. And I like to send the condolences to his parents. Thank you, and have a good night.
And before I move on to Trustee Bowman, Trustee Kraft, thank you for that reminding me. I had a conversation. He was an excellent coach in our district, and he mentored a lot of our children. So I met with Ms. Covington, Terry Covington. She's going to provide us with some information that we can complete a resolution in his name, in his honor. Things are being done right now. And again, he was an integral part of mentoring our boys and our girls. He coached both boys and girls at Pontiac Northern. And Ms. Wright, she's going to provide you with that information to place into a resolution. They're getting things in order now. and then we'll present that to the board at a later date for approval. Thank you, Mr. Kraft. Move over to Trustee Bowman.
Okay, it's on me.
Yes, sir.
I want to piggyback off what Trustee Kraft said about this weekend. Dream Cruise was amazing. A lot of great responses from the community about seeing the school district and the city work together, which that's been something that I've been pushing for years. And just to see it develop and to see how we can collaborate, I think the community benefited the most. And that's what happens when great minds and great thinkers come together and start creating magic. The community benefits from it. And moving forward, I feel like we should take advantage of more opportunities to collaborate with the city throughout, a lot of different programs and things that's flowing through the city, because it's just going to make the city overall better. It's going to make the district better, and it's just going to make us stronger as a community. I like to remind the community tomorrow night, Pontiac High Family Movie Night, Zootopia 2, 6 p.m. So, come out and spread the word. Let's make this a big turnout and an amazing turnout when it comes to showing our community how we come together and celebrate with each other and assemble, because that's the most important thing. When you talk about small communities like this, we're stronger when we assemble and we come together. And even though we have venues and places like this to where we can have healthy debate, it's always good to see us as a community come together. My last and ending comment of my closing comments would be, what's the greater good of this district? And are we doing everything in our ability and in our power for the greater good in this district? I know sometimes we spat back and forth and we have conversations over what's right, what's wrong, policies. And again, I respect all of my colleagues and I value your experience and your thoughts and your input. But as a trustee and a community person and someone who loves Pontiac, I feel it's important for all of us being in this position right now to understand that our decisions, our ideas, our input is so important and is so prevalent for this district to move forward, especially during some of the issues that we had to run across, at least within my first few weeks of being here. So I just want us to keep that in mind. What are we doing? Are we doing this for the greater good of the district, or are we doing this just to kick the can up the road or just to go along with the process? And I don't believe anybody up here is sitting in these seats for that reason. So I continue to encourage us as a board, encourage us as a district, encourage everybody in the community to understand what the greater good is for not only our children, but for us as a community, because our children are our future. So we have to lead by example by showing them which direction they need to go. And even if it's not the ideal direction for what we may want them to do, it's better than us just letting our hands off the wheel, letting them do what they want to do and making decisions irrational based off of us having common sense and better knowledge. So with that being said, I thank you. God bless this district. God bless this community, and God bless the city of Pontiac.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Trustee Tanisha Miller.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
I first would like to acknowledge that we are having our movie night, as many of the trustees have said, and I want to give an acknowledgement to the 50th District Court Community Impact Committee.
Yes.
The district has collaborated with Judge Bowie in this initiative, and tomorrow at movie night, they will be distributing backpacks to families that are in attendance. So thank you to 50th District Court Community Impact Committee. Judge Bowie, thank you for your continued support for Pontiac School District. I also want to take this time to congratulate Jennifer Dean on her appointment as interim superintendent. The way that people show up in the time of need and urgency is how they will be remembered. And Ms. Dean, during my tenure here on this board, she's been very accurate, factual, presenting us data. She's always answered my questions without getting back to me. And if I say a page 117, 100% of the time, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I commend her for taking this role, and I appreciate her diligence. while we go through this transition in this district. So thank you, Ms. Dean, and congratulations. Again, Dream Cruise was amazing. I appreciate the collaboration with the city. It was phenomenal to be able to see our children out there and enjoying themselves and the cars, and just to see that the collaboration together, because we are here for the greater good of this whole community. And I, again, hope to see more collaborations like that. That is all I have. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Appreciate you. Treasurer Shaquana Davis-Smith.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
I also enjoyed the Dream Cruise, seeing the collaboration and things like that, especially like the kids playing in the foam and all of those things and selling a little popcorn and things.
Yes.
So I do agree that I pray that we continue to do things with the city in collaboration. One thing that I hope that we can do in the future is, instead of having multiple backpack giveaways, that we have one big one just big citywide back to school event with a carnival, free food for everyone, fun and games like we did for the Dream Cruise. I think that that'll be more beneficial than several different ones, because what I've noticed is that it's the same families that's coming out for the backpacks and things. So I know we have one for Kids in the Hallway by DeAndre Hall on the 28th at the Mill Dam Park. So it was, I think I was at a backpack giveaway the other day too. Yeah. So we have multiple backpack giveaways for all our children. So make sure that you see what's happening on social media so you can make sure that your kids have their backpacks and supplies and things of that nature, and keep them safe. And remember, continue to read to your kids at least 30 minutes a night, and have them who can read, have them read back to you. Because I know Trustee Dooley asks, why do kindergartner kids, why do we feel that they come in learning, not having knowledge? A lot of times we start at home, and a lot of our kids don't start school until late. But our students who are in the preschool programs, I notice do well in kindergarten, coming to kindergarten. So I just encourage all of us to read to our grandchildren, nieces and nephews and children, and have them to read back to you. So that's all I got to say for tonight. Have a good night. Everybody stay safe. I hope I see y'all at movie night. I can't wait. It's at the athletic.
I don't know the facts with that.
Yep, high school stadium.
It's in the stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
From 6 to
We
11.
used to do it out
The movie
front,
starts at 8.
That's sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. It's be nice. Secretary Dooley.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
On your money, your currency, a statement it brings to mind, it says, "In God we trust."
That's what it says.
Keep trusting God. Good night.
Yeah.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
First, I also want to say a great time down at the Dream Cruise. I love the collaboration, the live band that was out there, the music, the barbecue, the food, the whole atmosphere was nice. And we all did it with a great time, with no issues that I'm aware of, no fights.
Not in Pontiac.
So it was a great time, and looking forward to more collaboration also with the city as we continue to grow and move forward. So wonderful time. Also want to add that Peace Academy is still enrolling new students.
Yeah, we do.
There's still time to enroll your students in the free preschool program at Peace Academy for the upcoming school year. The office will be open for new student enrollment during the following dates and time: August 10th through the 13th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. August 18th through the 21st, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. August 24th through the 26th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you have any questions or would like more information, please contact the school office at 248-451-7788 or Principal Nicole Harris at nicole.harris@pontiacschools.org. We look forward to welcoming new students and families to the Peace Academy community. So make sure you get out there and get them kids registered. All right. Next, I want to put a plug in because I know we talked about this also last Monday. Accent Pontiac is celebrating their 10 years. So 10 years celebrating this year. I got the more details and information. It will be September 25th, 2026. They have two options. They have a VIP, and then they also have the main event. This will be held at the Lafayette Grand at the 1 Lafayette Street in Pontiac, Michigan. The general admission tickets are $150, and the VIP pre-go is $250. So make sure you go check out Accent Pontiac website and support our students as well as they celebrate the 10 years of Accent Pontiac. Next, I also want to note that our very own Pontiac Promise Zone will be hosting their first annual community event, the Pontiac Promise Zone first annual community event and resource fair. This will be held at our very own park, also known as the Mill Dam, but Bodetta Park. So those that are from Pontiac very well know where that park is located at. That date will be Saturday, August 29th, and it will be from 12 noon to 4 p.m. So if you are available, please bring your kids out. Come check out the resources that they have available and have a good time out at the park. And then also, we already talked about the movie night, but for those that may not have heard, you can go to our very own website, the school district of the city of Pontiac. And if you go to the homepage itself, it has details about the movie, as we've already talked about, and also the location. So make sure you don't show up at the administration building. It will be hosted over at the high school. So feel free to check out our website for more information and details as we continue to get that updated. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, VP Terry. And I won't be long. I kept you guys to 10 o'clock last week. We're going to get out of here soon. But I want to do a couple of congratulations and an announcement here. First of all, I want to thank Mayor Mike McGinnis for reaching out to me for this Dream Cruise with the idea that it's not about just the city or the district. It's about all of us together. But I want to give a special recognition to Marvin Beasley and Ms. Robin C. Because when I called Marvin, I said I need a committee, and he was a committee of one, and Robin was a committee of one for the city, and they were able to get together and get everything and the specs together and everything that we did. And when you guys came out, you were able to see, I mean, something that has not been done in Pontiac ever. And with this collaboration, it was great. But I want to give a special recognition to all of you. Troy Kraft, Shaquana Davis-Smith, Jennifer Dooley, Marcus Terry, Tanisha Miller, and Marcus Bowman. Because this was an event that we all showed up. And everyone saw us, how we worked together. And that's why we got those plaques on the wall, because of your commitment and what you're doing. And it's not about you. It's about showing up for the district. So if I never tell you, I'm going to tell you tonight, I appreciate each and every one of you and the fine job we're doing here. And all I ask is that we continue. I want to thank Jennifer Dean for accepting, and she'll be here. We're going to have further discussions, and we'll continue to keep things in place because Pontiac is a moving district, man. We don't stop. We keep doing, no matter what the challenge is, we continue to do well. Lastly, we haven't talked about this, about the convocation. We have a convocation committee, and there is going to be a convocation staff, but we made the decision that we're not going to go to Kensington. We're going to go right to our own auditorium at Pontiac High School. We're able to find out it can hold 850 people in there. We're going to talk to SF&E, correct? We're going to talk to Marv about putting some tables in there. We're going to feed everybody like we always do. And we have a short agenda because it's not about this board and the presentations. It's about you. So it's set for September the 3rd, correct? And breakfast will be from 7:30 to 8:30. I'm going. The times will be modified. We'll get back to you and make sure we send the actual times. It's gonna be modified a little bit, but here's another thing. I'm asking Dr. Devison and Ms. Wright. We're gonna talk to some people we're gonna talk to Marv, to some those who have some chauffeur licenses, to be able to transport Steve, to transport those who have difficulty walking from the parking lot. We're going to use our electric vans. We're going to put those in there to transport them over to near where the auditorium is, so they don't have to be concerned about walking the distance or even in the elements, because we know parking is not as great, right? But we do have enough on all sides. We can use middle school, but we're going to have transportation with the electric vans. So I'm throwing that out. Okay, I'm my man. So we'll do that. We're going to keep making announcements about convocation because it's about the staff. And then we get done early. Staff will be there time enough to go to their classrooms and do their due diligence in their classrooms instead of traveling all the way. But I want to thank Kensington for their partnership.
Absolutely.
We want to thank not just me, the board. We want to thank them because they open their doors to us and they are partners. And it has nothing to do with any issues, right? But we want to thank them and we want to maintain them as partners. It's extremely important that we continue to let our partners know what we feel about them and the work that they're doing with us. And again, board, bless you all. Thank you for your support. And I appreciate you. At this time now, entertain a motion to close.
So move.
Support.
Moved by Trustee Secretary Dooley, supported by Treasurer Davis Smith. Hearing no comments, roll call.
Vice President Terry,
Yes.
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft, Treasurer Davis Smith. I'm voting yes. President Gross
Absolutely.
and Trustee Miller.
Yes.
We
The
are
time
dismissed.
is 8:38, Secretary. Thank you, community. Thank you for everyone that's here that stayed. Thank you so much, all of you.